Welcome back to part 2 of What If Deku Became Toxon from Max Steel. So where we left off, the Zuko was talking the to his handover's face and the at USJ, as of course he ends up saying that, or in his head he thinks that Toxon and him are good team up because they were both almost the same person. They hate what they hate, a certain people. So then the Zumi was looking or all those students were like happy to, or actually the door blown in. All Might shows up. Everybody's like, All Might was like all sour as he is like as Zuko, or as Handor's face tells Zuko that is as the Nomu battles against All Might. It happens like normally, but sorry for a cliffhanger. So yeah, Zuko was basically as like happy a same thing, but he knows that he turned as so he tells Kirigiri that we know that the Nomu lost Shiraki-sen, and in about 2 seconds you'll probably get shot in the knees by Snipe. As Shiraki-sen says, or like was being it will never bang bang, as funny enough, 2 seconds and hand overseas was on the ground, as he says, guess you were right. Sorry about that. As Shiraki-sen teleports, Kirigiri teleports Shiraki-sen and Toxon to the villain's base because the Nomu is dead. Or actually, scratch that about the getting like 2 seconds got shot. in the knees thing. Let's say he got, or he knows, or Zuko moves fast, so he grabs Shirakusen, holds him as a bullet shoots right through to Lang. He cares about his comrades. As the toxzon says, I know that we're on the same team, and I care about my team more. Okay? You don't see it, but as teamwork always works best. As a toxzon turns around, as he says, we'll meet again, All Might. Or Bakugo. When we do, I won't be so nice to you. As he walks through the portal. So then now it's after USJ thing. As Tenya told or actually Redhead says, what was that all about, Bakugo? So now we have to worry about the League of Villains and the toxzon that we have to deal with. Man, was most of your friends words like that? No. As Tenya could sense, as the detective tells them that no need to worry. If you guys have any info about this new threat, let us know. Right here, right now. As Tenya tells the detective that he kind of had a sense of aura coming from toxzon. It's the same one that when I was just a kid, one of my classmates was named Zuko Midoriya. As everybody they know that Zuko died from, as why is he involved with this mess? As Tenya says, I think I know why. Because since, of course, Zuko became toxzon because he got pushed by Bakugo. And instead of dying to it, he became a manifestation as toxzon. As Toga couldn't believe that her own friend, or her boyfriend, and that she cares about so much has become a monster, a villain. So, yeah, as a detective tells or them that no need to worry. Will as Zumi was like when she heard that he was still alive, she couldn't believe even that her brother is that. As as one of them or redheads tells him or or yeah, so then the sports festival, I'm skipping, but the internship, the or during the or sports festival, toxzon knows that the Zuko was or no or toxon knows that Hero Killer Stain's gonna kill the Tenya's brother, as Tenya was his best friend. He owned his entire life too. So yeah. So anyone that harms Tenya or his family or his any of his friends will get punished. So, you know what he did? He melted Hero Killer Stain into a puddle of into a puddle of blood and acid. Yeah, and then he absorbed it into his body. So, yeah, that's what he did. Mm. As he says, as then Zuko was as he as Tenya's brother shows up, as he turns around, and instead of like out of anger or hatred, he is happy to see a pro hero as he walks up to him, as Tenya's brother did not know what to do. He doesn't want to end up turning into a puddle of but instead of like battling, he just hugged him. As he says, or he tells his brother, why aren't you with your, or why aren't you watching your brother's sports festival? As Tenya's brother is confused, like, I believe that, yeah. He doesn't do it out of hate or sadness. As, yeah. So then the Zuko, so that now I'm skipping the internship, because the Bakugo was well, definitely was as he was just like he wipes his eyes as he was like away from everybody, but as he starts tearing up as he couldn't believe, or actually he had his own friend, or no, he doesn't, or he thinks about Toga, how she will feel if she saw him right now. As he's worried that that she'll dump him and go for another person. Yeah. So then the Zuko was basically the as he doesn't want to show his actual face because let's say he was the same thing as like what Toxzon has, that mask on, because inside is fiery rage. As, yeah, or he has the same face as underneath is just like the same thing as those creatures. Yeah. So, yeah. As Zumi is thinking about how to save her brother. So after the internship, they came back. As she's trying to think, as the students, like all the students, or one of them, she knows that or actually Ochako knows that she is crying from the inside. As she's trying to think about how to save her brother from the curse thing. So, yeah. As Tenya agrees, they need to figure out how to, or the entire class 1A wants to help him. As even Toga. That's why. As the Toga tells Zumi that she doesn't care, or that she doesn't care that how, if he was a villain or a hero. Yeah, so, yeah, basically, or a monster or anything like that. So, yeah, basically, and one of the people asked him, Actually, he knows that they were gonna plan to save Zuko from himself. No, because he, as people like Tenya and Ochako, Toga, Zumi, knows that the Zuko was once a good person. He got turned into a freak by Bakugo. As yeah. So then the camp arc, or actually one of the people, like scientists, let's say a scientist was a pro hero. He wants to cure Zuko from toxzon. And yeah. So then Zuko became that. So now after the camp arc, Bakugo got captured. And Bakugo knew that he's gonna be probably tortured by Zuko, but ends up he he ends up like at there, but he's not torturing, as he's has his arms crossed. Uh, or actually, he wasn't even there. As Bakugo where's Zuko? Well, he's somewhere. A big explosion that will kill all the humans, or all of the rest of you. Let's say a big explosion will happen. As Bakugo says, you're insane. Huh. Yes. As the warp guy leaves toxzon, as he walks in, as Handover Chase tells him that he's probably underneath the ocean right now. Oh, getting a most dangerous bomb in the universe. Earth. As Zuko, as Bakugo, says, no, that's too crazy. The same missile that gave Zuko the powers of toxzon. Yes, it will kill all of the humans and turn them into a puddle of blood and gore and quirks. So that only person that will live is toxzon. Now, as Zuko or as Bakugo, so now they break in. Zuko, or actually All Might versus All for One. As All for One was beaten, as All Might does, like, you lost to me, All for One. As All for One starts to giggle. As All Might says, what's so funny? When you are spending time, you are wasting your time to get your comrade, or get the student that we used as a bait from our real plan. As Bakugo tells All Might that the toxzon is grabbing some bomb that's from the underneath the ocean. As the pro hero's eyes widen, like wider than these creatures, as they're like, as they know what bomb he's talking about. As all the pro heroes, they had to literally go to the ocean where the bomb was placed. And yeah, Zuko was about to bring it to the surface, as the Captain Seal won't allow him to do it, because they of course, Captain Seal tells him that the Iridu's who toxzon, don't bring that bomb to the surface, because if you do, once it makes contact with the air, it will cause an explosion. As toxzon, or as Zuko, toxzon Zuko tells him, well, it was not my plan to do it, but All Might instructed me to bring it to the air, to the surface, to make it blow up. Just imagine. As a seal won't let him, as the infected fishes, or these creatures went and attacked. As he says, love to stay and chat, but as he starts thinking, as he has regrets, as he just wants everyone to suffer from what he suffered. He wants to see Bakugo get tortured. That's all he wants. As Bakugo, as Zuko, looks at him, or looks at the bomb, as Seal's like, you can't do this, as that millions of lives will be lost. What would be, and Seal knows that, because when the Seal got the info of what Toxzon's real name was, Zuko, who would your mother feel if you just decide to bring that to the surface? How would you feel if people that you care about and love would die because of your stupidity? As Seal was like, as he walks, or as Toxon, or Zuko walks up, or no, swims right to him, and he says, "It's only, I don't want that. I just wanted to see Bakugo get tortured. That's all I want." But, and All for One wanted me to bring this to, it was his plan to do it, but not as Helen, of course, Seal knows that because Frog Girl was talking to the, I forget that girl, the one with the headphones things. She ends up, his favorite girlfriend is Toga, so yeah. So, but now, since after USJ, my class is trying to figure out the cure to, or figure out how to bring him back to his senses. As Seal says, "How about give the bomb to me and I'll put it back. And we'll make sure that Bakugo gets punished for his." As he wasn't a real bad guy, as he starts to, like, he's trying to think about, he always wanted to be back to his normal self, having, it was Bakugo's fault, so not his. So he decides to not, or he decides to hand it over to Seal, as he says, and all I wanted was to make Bakugo feel what I felt, losing everything. I'll put it back. I promise. As he swam deeper back into where it was, he set the bomb down. As he looks, as he says, that's all I wanted. Was as he was no longer, as toxzon got onto the boat, as he sat down, as he starts crying, as he doesn't want to kill everybody and for just one person's mistake. As he starts to tear up, as Captain Seal walks over and he says, there. It's not your fault that you got transformed into this creature. It was, of course, we will find that cure to cure you from this. As Bakugo, or as Zuko didn't want to, end up destroying everybody, so he decides to, he said, or he told Seal he really wanted to become a hero like you guys, but since after the chemical bath of Bakugo pushed me, and I had no chance of becoming a pro hero anyways, because I was quirkless. As Seal says, I know that you made a right choice of not bringing that thing to the surface. If it did, it would have probably killed us all off. Yeah. So Zuko was basically gone behind bars. As he had his back turned to the away from the bars, so if someone was there, or if his classmates, or if it was like Bakugo or Tenya, or actually, funny enough, Tenya's brother shows up with Class 1A, except for Bakugo. So Bakugo was at school doing assignments, more assignments than anyone. As Zumi tells them that to open the or jail cell for as he or as they open the jail cell, toxzon looks over his shoulder as he could see two people. As he turns around, he sees one of them, or as Toga says, "Hey Zuko," or instead of saying "Hey Zuko," she calls him "Hey Zuko, babe." Yeah, and the other one was his sister, as he understands. As he gives him a hug, or as they said, "We will find that cure for your insanity," or for that, to transform you back into a human. Promise, brother. We all promised you. As Zuko remembers, there's a in his old, or when before his, like, or after he got transformed into that, to order to keep his insanity and to find a cure for himself, or he found a cure before, but he didn't have the resources. So he kept the file inside of a, you guessed it, a fish. As he gets up, um, he remembers before he met All for One, he wanted to find a cure for himself. So he tells he tells Zuko, he tells Zumi that it is too late for me, little sister, because I finally have a power to do whatever you want, but all I want did was to make Bakugo suffer for that. As he looks at his hand for this, but seeing that it as Bakugo, or as Zuko who says that Zumi tells him that it's not over. You could always be a hero, like you're always dreamed of becoming a world's #1 hero. As he believes in her, he believes in her, as he tells her that as his actual plan was actually he removed the bomb so that to actually get a resource from it, or from the underneath, or from the inside that nuclear thing, as he already took it out. So the chemical was, yeah, that he needed to keep him alive. Or so, yeah, as he walks to his sister, as he tells his little sister that he knows that if you were trying to find a cure for me, please wait for